Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello. Um, so I am recording this on my cell phone, and so the picture quality may not be great, and it may wobble a couple times. I'm going to try to avoid that, but just keep in mind. Today I'm going to tell you kind of a little bit about my conversion story. I converted to Islam. I took my Shahada 2 years ago. I started really learning about Islam about 3 years 3 years ago, a year before I took my Shahada. So yeah, I just, I want, in case you wanted to know anything about, little on me, so, I have note cards, yes. So the first thing I want to say is, or talk about kind of like my growing up life. I did not have the typical like mom, dad, 3 brothers, and a dog life. You know what I mean? I didn't come from a very good part of life, or maybe like a very good background. Maybe that's better. Like, so I actually, my mother is dealing with her own vices, and my father involuntarily was in my life only partially. So he was there, but couldn't really be there completely. And so my grandparents raised me, my brother, my sister, and 7 of my cousins, making a total of 10 kids and 2 grandparents, 1 bathroom. Okay, 1 bathroom. Please imagine having 12 people in a household and only 1 bathroom. So it was hectic at times, but I know they did the best they could do with what they had. And so may God be pleased with them, and things of that nature. And so that's a little bit about my background. But I can remember being young and going into the church and wanting that spiritual connection with God. I can remember going to church service Sunday mornings and listening to the preacher preach his whole sermon, and afterwards just wanting that connection with God. Didn't keep me there, that's one thing. Like, the church did not keep me there. I would leave, and I would leave and go back to what I was doing. You know what I mean? It didn't ground me. So as a kid, I did want a spiritual connection. So if you fast forward a little bit, I'm in high school now, and I'm doing like what any high schooler does at the age of 16. I'm like drinking, doing all those things, not, and when I turned 18, I was like, yeah, I'm 18, like, I'm gonna move out, like, and that's what I did. And, from 18 to probably about 20, 21, I was, like, living a very, well, actually 16 to probably about 20, 21, I was living a very selfish life. I did not care about anyone, anything, any person, but destiny. Only destiny, 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 yeah? And I hurt people, I lied to people, I was just, a very self-absorbed person at that time. I was like, partying. I wasn't looking at religion. I didn't have any purpose in life. And so, I had got stuck, actually my drinking and my partying, it became obsessive. Right? It was no longer just doing it for fun. It was now like obsessive, and it was just to maintain like a normal life. And I got stuck in that life. I got stuck there, and I didn't know how to get out. And I knew I wanted out. You know what I mean? I knew I wanted out in my heart. I remember crying, crying about how I just wanted to leave these vices alone, you know what I mean? And I just didn't know how. And so I met a Muslim brother, and at the time I was not Muslim at all. And when I first met him, he didn't really, for the first couple months, he never really talked to me about the religion. And I never really asked. I really never asked. And I think the turning moment for me when I really began to get my curiosity really like kind of sparked, I guess, is when I saw him fasting for Ramadan. And he was fasting, and I was like, what is this religion? You know what I mean? Like, this cannot be the same one that goes and you see all that stuff in the news and stuff like that. And so that's what intrigued me. And I tell everyone this story, but you know, like my first Ramadan, okay, I was like, you know, kind of like, okay, I was still trying to fill everything out and everything like that. So I was like, I'm going to fast. And so what I did was I woke up at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, ate me a big breakfast, drank me some coffee, and then I fasted for like 3 hours. But I mean, I was trying, you know what I mean? You know, alhamdulillah, I was putting the effort in, right? And so, but that's really what sparked my curiosity. That's really what got me on. And then from that point, I hate to say this, but YouTube, like, you cannot believe everything you see on the internet. And especially when it comes to Islam, there's so many other, but that's for a whole nother video, but there's so many other, like, types of Islam, and this is right, this is wrong, da. But I went on YouTube and I was YouTubing videos, like, I was YouTubing about everything, Jewish, Buddhist. Like, at that point, I really wanted to start learning about religions in a whole. And the thing is, even with Islam, I watched so many videos that just tore Islam down. You know what I mean? But then I also watched videos that told what Islam really was. You know, you have those videos out there on YouTube and whatnot. And at that point, I was like, kind of like, okay, I want this religion, so I know this is the life. I know this is what I believe. So what steps do I take to go through it? And I remember I had decided, like, okay, because at this time I was still learning. I was learning about it, but I was living still kind of in the old life. And I remember, like, what now would be called like dua or supplication, but I just, you know, got like on my knees, and at the time I didn't know it had a word for it, and I'm like, you know, hey Allah, you know, I don't know if that's how you say your name, or I really don't know much about you, but please help me leave this life behind. And that was it. Like, and it didn't happen right away. And so many things started happening in my life. My grandparents had passed, or my grandmother had passed away. My grandfather had passed away, I think a year beforehand. So my grandmother had passed away. I had gotten a car accident where I like broke my neck, and I was like in a halo. I had gotten trouble and all these things were happening, and I could not figure out why. Like, because I wanted to be different, you know? And now I look back on it and I thank God, but so all these things were happening, and at some point, I don't know the exact moment, I don't know when it was, but I said, you know, and at this time I had been learning about Islam for about a year. So it's not like I didn't know what it taught or didn't know things about it. You know, I had even prayed a couple times, like I had tried fasting, like, so I had known about Islam. And at some point I woke up and said, you know, like, actually I was walking, and a Muslim woman found me and took me to the mosque, and that's when I took my shahada. And it's just funny the way it happens, because I didn't even really say okay, you know, but I knew. And after I took my shahada, everything changed, because at that point, like, I had testified, like, this is what I believe, this is the life I want, and everything changed. Life just started getting easier. No, it didn't. I'm just lying. No, it didn't get easier. Stuff for the love. It didn't get easier, but it got easier for me to deal with. And I started getting on the right path. and I was living correctly. I stopped what I was doing. Alhamdulillah, it has been over 2 years. I've not drank. I have not smoked. Like, it has been, I am an employee. I am a student. Like, my life has did a 360, and all praise belongs to Allah, the creator of the heavens and the earth. And then now I'm here. And that's really, I mean, that was like a really quick, rushed version, but that's really basically my convert story. I don't know if you, like, we'll see how it goes. And, like, I'm really thinking about maybe posting videos. I'm gonna see how this one goes, but I have this, like, kind of logo, and it's like, always remember to sip, and it's stay in peace, okay? So, sip, Sinatic. Oh.